We are now going to connect the Bibo Alpha pump, the 2960, to the DST Service Tool. To be able to connect the pump with the service tool, we need to take the T3 and T4 from the motor cable of the pump and connect it to PCM001, and from the PCM to the computer with two USB cables. The DST program is open, and we can check that we have the latest version of the DST program. The next step is to turn the pump on so we can connect the pump to the computer. The pump is now turned on, and it's time to connect the pump to DST. So we select the 2960, since it's the pump that we are going to work with today, and we push OK. We now see a screen where we can see the pump that are connected to DST, and we can see the serial number here in the top. We also have a box over here where we can see the serial number. We can also see here that the pump is connected. We can also disconnect the pump with this button. We have a status box here where we can see that the pump is active when the impeller is spinning. We have two push buttons here. We have the O that are for turning the pump off, and we have H for turning the pump on. We can now see that H is activated and the pump is running. We have an alarm box. If we have alarms, it will appear in this box. We can also reset the alarms. Down to the left, we have the softwares, and we can see the drive IO unit version. We can also see the drive motor control version, the drive PLC version, the drive serial number, and also the IO unit software version. A little bit to the right, we have the product monitoring box, where we can see the current, the water level, output power, output speed, DC bus voltage, heat sink temp, total runtime, total energy, and control mode, and the state. The unique for Bibo Alpha is that we have the water level here, where we get signals from the built-in pressure sensor in the pump. And we also have the control mode down here, since we have two different control modes for Bibo Alpha. We can now see that the adaptive mode is activated. We have a toolbox here, and we can select configurations. The first configuration we can do is on the FLS alarm. And we can select if the pump are going to stop when the FLS detects water. And we can see now that that function is enabled, so the pump will stop when the FLS detects water. We can also disable this function so the pump will continue running even if the FLS have detected water. We can here also select the control mode, what mode the pump will be running in. Now adaptive is selected, but we can also go and change to level. When we have done our configurations, we push this button there. And we can go down to the product monitoring and control that level mode is activated. In the toolbox, we also have software updates. So here you can find the software packages that you have downloaded to DST and then can be uploaded to the pump. You can do service reports, and here you get product information on serial number and drive unit serial number. You see the power monitoring, the maximum power and the maximum speed. We have alarm monitoring. We can see the configuration monitoring on the FLS and also the control mode. Here we can see the level is activated. We can see the overhaul interval and inspection interval and also time to service here. And we can write down who has been doing the service, the company, some control details, group, and also the comments on what have been done during service. And this can be then exported to a PDF file. And then we also have converter info. And this is information about the PCM 001. Out to the left, we can export logs, and we can select from start time to stop time, between what time interval we will have the logs. And we can here select what information we want to have in the log. And we can export that to an Excel file. Here we can select or download software to the DST Service Tool. Then can be that we can upgrade the pump with. We have settings for the DST Service Tool here. We can choose user interface scaling. We can select languages. We have German, English, Spanish, French, Italian, and Swedish available. And then we can also force software rendering, and we can select on and off here. And then we have a help page that will help you to connect the DST to your pump. To end, you need to always turn off the pump and on the product after DST is used to get your configuration or software update activated.